The jury having reached a verdict, I will now announce it. We, the jury, find unanimously that the defendant did not cause the death of Botham John while under the immediate influence of sudden passion arising from an adequate cause, and assess the defendant's punishment at 10 years imprisonment in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. In addition, we assess a fine of $0, and it's signed by the presiding juror. Would you like to have the jury poll?
There you go.
Okay. Is there any legal reason why this sentence should not now be imposed? It is therefore the order, judgment, and decree of the court that you be taken by the Sheriff of Dallas County and safely transported by her to an agent or representative of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and there you shall be confined until your sentence is discharged. Your sentence will begin today, and you will receive credit for any back time.
And I know that there are many people who stood with me and my family throughout this tumultuous journey. Yesterday, we saw the conviction of Amber Geiger, and today we heard the sentence of 10 years in prison. That 10 years in prison is 10 years for her reflection and for her to change her life. But there is much more to be done by the city of Dallas. The corruption that we saw during this process must stop. And it must stop for you. Because after now, I leave Dallas, but you live in Dallas. And it must stop for everyone. The contamination of a crime scene that we saw coming out of this case is one that must never happen again.
That's right.
The poor training or the poor use of what should have been training is what we see coming out of this case. That should never, ever happen again.
Amen.
And if this was applied in the way that it ought to have been taught, my son would have been alive today. If Amber Geiger was trained not to shoot in the heart, my son would be standing here today.
He was no threat.
He was no threat to her. He had no reason to pose a threat to her because he was in his own apartment, in his sanctuary, in the place in which he paid a lot of money to be in. He paid rent to be there. He had every right to be there in whatever state he was in. Yet still, his privacy was violated.
Amen.
She intruded on him.
Yes, she did.
And that was not enough. She killed him.
That's right.
Cold-blooded.
Yes, he did.
Cold-blooded.
Murder.
Our life must move on. But our life must move on with change.
That's right. You gotta fight first.
There's gotta be a better day. And that better day starts with each and every one of us.
That's right.
The city of Dallas needs to clean up inside.
Amen.
Right.
The Dallas Police Department has a lot of laundry to do.
Amen.
The Texas Rangers need to know who's on board.
Yes.
And every single one of you, citizens of Dallas and residents of Dallas, need to know what to do to get your city right.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No questions. Thank you.
No peace.
This is just
no
outside
justice,
the courtroom.
no peace.
Protest.
That is so wrong.
This family, they gonna live with his life.
And y'all know
Is my mic still on?
They gonna live with his life. It's
Are
gone.
they seeing
They'll
this
never
from outside
have
the
him
courtroom?
back. His family can go and visit her and see
Is it
her
on?
in
It's on the air, but is it on? Is
She'll
it
be
on
out
Facebook?
there in
it's
no
wrong.
time.
It's wrong.
Okay.
They had
Yeah, so
every
there's
evidence
obviously
against her.
people upset.
In 10 years, 10 years
Let's
is
just
slap in
let
the fucking
folks
face.
listen
It's
to that.
slap in the face. It's so disrespectful to the mama and the daddy.
They have him, and they should have seen him to have kids and get married
right at
and
all.
go on. But no, a police, because they got a badge on, they can get this.
These fucking cameras
Been
mean
me,
nothing.
kill a police officer.
There's a woman in there crying behind the trauma that this police department has the police department around the country has done to our people. This is not a joke. This is our lives. We're talking about something that we have to worry about for the rest of our lives. That woman
This ain't the last time this gonna happen.
10 years.
It ain't the last time.
You'll be again. You'll be
It ain't the last time. That's what I tell you. It ain't the last time.
We have to stand together and
None at
stop
all.
4 years on these people.
Drug people in jail are getting 30, 40 years for drugs. People went through a high test. All these other criminals that's going on, they getting high sentence for a person that killed an innocent man, went into his house, claiming that she was on the wrong floor in her apartment, killed this innocent man while he was sitting on his couch. And she gets 10 years? 10 years? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? It's not right. We need justice. It's not right. Not at all. We are all hurt behind this. We are all hurt.
And this is why for
This
us,
is really messed up.
this is an issue that has to change. We have to come together. We have to be able to create a voice. That there are systems that are set in place that allows it to be okay to kill a black man or a black child in their own homes, walking down the street. You know, there are things that we need to do.
Yeah, and we will stand up.
That's right. The
Rise
laws
up.
have got to change. We have got to put people in office who are going
need
to
to have people
speak
that vote
for
and
the
speak
people
up.
and not
That
against
police
the
department
people.
is crooked. They're very crooked.
Not only that, people need to be,
It comes to a point in time.
need to be accountable for what they do. People go for drug deals and they get 99 years. This person would never be able to have kids, would never be able to have a wife. His mom wakes up every day hurt. He's not there. She can't call him on the phone. She can't talk to him.
Had to agree to that 10 years, and they came to that agreement fairly quickly, considering it was a pretty wide open span that they could consider, anywhere between 5 and 99 years.